Hey everybody, I'm Jake Boomer, owner of Alpha Angler. I want to introduce you guys to the wrench. It's the rod that Brandon mentioned when he won the Sam Rayburn Elite event last weekend. He used it to throw a Nico rig into deeper brush piles. And so we've been getting a lot of questions about what is the wrench. So what it is it's a 7-foot medium fast action spinning rod, and we worked on it for a long time. It's kind of the jack of all trades spinning rods. You got to have it. And the reason we called it the wrench was, you know, every toolbox has a couple of wrenches. Every boat needs a couple of these because inevitably, you know, if you're fishing, you're going to need a Wacky rig Senko, you're going to need a shaky head, you're going to need the Nico rig now that Brandon's made it famous. Maybe Brandon didn't make it famous, but it's the first time he ever used it for deep brush piles. But a lot of guys use it for anything that has a little vertical, for instance, like a weed edge or a bluff wall. So this is a super balanced, great casting rod, and it's got a lot of power in the lower section, but it's got a light enough tip to like skip a Senko wind or a dock, or throw these little lighter baits like this Nico rig. And one of the ways that we use it in like tournament fishing, and a lot of our pro staffers, is you'll put like 8-pound or 10-pound leader on 10-pound braid. This is a 2500 sized reel. And just tie it to one of these Gamakatsu B10S hooks. You can also use the VMC hook that Brandon was using. What I like about this B10S hook is that they're cheap. It comes in a bag of 25. It's a straight shanked hook. So when you pull on that hook, go to pull that bait, the shank comes out first and rights the hook, and the hook goes into their mouth, you pin them, and you got them. The other cool thing about this hook, if you don't need like a weedless right away, is I can throw a Nico rig like this, just run it through the O-ring and be fishing a little bit more vertical structure, dragging it around on the bottom. Nico rigs are really good for spots. Or I could take a Wacky rig Senko, say I'm burning down the bank and I find a dock that looks juicy and I want to throw something under it. I put the Senko on it, skip it under there. I can switch back and forth. And the nice thing about that is this rod's so versatile that I can just leave one rod on the deck to do 3 or 4 different things. But you're also, you know, you'd have to retie a shaky head, but this is probably one of the best shaky head rods that we've worked on. This rod took a little while to manufacture and get just right, but it's dialed, super light, super balanced, super sensitive. So check it out on alphaangler.com. This is the wrench.